The case of Isaac Apodaca centers on the October 2022 death of 21-year-old Grace Jennings in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Prosecutors allege that Isaac Apodaca and his girlfriend, Kiara McCulley, planned and carried out Jennings' murder after luring her to their residence. Prosecution has relied on witness testimony, digital communications, internet search history, and forensic evidence to support their case. The defense challenges both the interpretation and reliability of key evidence. As with every criminal case, Isaac Apodaca is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Oh God, she gets all the fun ones.
What number 4?
You may be seated in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back on the record. We reconvene with the jury, counsel, and Mr. Apodaca present. Counsel, who's your next witness?
Maria Tenna, Your Honor.
Ms. Tenna, if you would please stand and face me, I'm going to place you under oath. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do, Your Honor.
Please have a seat. And if you begin by stating your name for the record and spelling your name for us, please.
Maria Tenna, M-A-R-I-A, Tenna, T-E-N-A.
Counsel.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you please tell the jury what you do for a living?
So I'm an officer with the City of Santa Fe Police Department, and I'm currently assigned to the crime scene unit.
Crime scene unit. How long have you been in law enforcement?
It's going to be 16 years now at the end of the month.
Okay. 16?
16 years, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said you're in the crime scene unit. What's your role within the crime scene unit?
So our main job is to document, collect, and preserve evidence.
Okay. What training did you undergo to become a crime scene technician?
There's several trainings, including crime scene investigation, forensic photography, shooting reconstruction, blood pattern analysis, the death investigation, fingerprint collection, DNA collection. There's several.
Okay. And the skills that you've learned from processing crime scene trainings, you said did you say blood splatter analysis?
Yeah, blood spatter analysis. Yes,
Blood
ma'am.
splatter analysis, death investigations. You said fingerprint collection?
Yes.
Have you regularly used those skills throughout your 16 years in law enforcement?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you participate in any sort of ongoing trainings?
Yes. We're allowed to put in for trainings as they come, and then they'll let us know if there's the budget to cover the training. So, yeah.
And you mentioned forensic photography. What's that?
Meaning there's sometimes you have to do night photography. There's times that there's, let's say, blood at the scene. So you have to use like Blue Start to make the blood glow in the dark. So you have to know how to use the camera in order to show that effect on the blood.
Okay. When you're photographing a crime scene, or have you received training specifically for photography of crime scenes?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And can you just kind of explain what sort of devices you use in your or tools of your job? So if you respond to a crime scene, what do you wear?
So we have to wear gloves to make sure or to prevent cross-contamination. If it's a bloody scene, we always have to wear booties on our shoes just to prevent our shoes from getting contaminated with the blood or stained. There's other protective clothing that we can wear or gear that we can wear.
Okay. Are there standardized protocols for crime scene technicians in your department to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you follow those protocols?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And do those procedures include how evidence is documented, collected, and tracked once it's in custody of Santa Fe Police Department?
Yes, ma'am. We all follow the same process.
Okay. When you identify an item of potential evidence, say at a scene, what do you do first?
So at the first, when it's identified, we try to photograph the item without a marker. After that, we place a yellow marker with either a letter or a number to identify the item of evidence. Then we photograph again with the marker, and then the item is collected.
Okay. How do you document where an item is located?
So the way we take photographs, we always do overall photographs to show the whole picture. Then we do a mid-range photograph, and then the close-up photograph of the item.
You mentioned that you wear gloves and booties, what other steps do you take to avoid contamination between items or between yourself and items that you're collecting or processing?
It depends. We do change our gloves often. Every time we pick up an item, we have to change our gloves just to make sure we don't cross-contaminate that with the other item.
Sure. And my next question, I think it will probably depend on the type of evidence, but generally, how do you package items that you collect?
It depends on the item. So we have paper bags or envelopes. It could be a box if it's a large item, a weapon. We use boxes.
What does it mean to seal an item?
We place seal evidence on the box or the paper bag. By sealing, meaning we also place our initials and the date
And why do you
on that seal.
Why do you seal an item of evidence?
Just to make sure it wasn't tampered with, that no one opened that item.
If you have to open an item of evidence again after you've sealed it for any reason, what do you do?
So we would probably photograph it before we open it, after we open it, and then reseal it. And then again, we put our initials and the date.
Would you open an old seal or would you create a new cut to open the item?
We try to avoid cutting that same seal, so we open it in a different spot.
Once you've collected or processed and collected an item and then sealed it, what do you do with the item?
After everything's processed, photographed, packaged, and sealed, we submit it into evidence.
And what does that mean to submit something into evidence?
So for us, we have a locker room with, like I said, lockers. So we place the evidence into lockers.
Who has access to the locker room at Santa Fe Police Department or the evidence room?
So after the item is submitted into evidence, only the evidence unit has access to those lockers.
So it's a locked area?
Yes.
After an item has been packaged, sealed, and tagged into evidence, how do you track that item within the department?
So we have a system that is called File on Queue. So every time we place an item in evidence, we create a label with the barcode. So every time that item gets moved from one place to another, it gets scanned.
And are records kept of that movement using
Yes.
that system?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to have you define a few terms for me. You talked about evidence markers, and you said those are yellow stands or tags that you would put on scene as you're photographing items?
Yes, there's different colors, but mainly the ones we use are yellow markers. They have a small scale on the bottom, and then they have the big, like, let's say the letter A or the number 1. So they could go 1 to 100, and then the A through Z, or they could be double letters, AA up to AZ.
As you're processing a scene and placing evidence markers, do you try and go in the alphabetical or numerical order of the items you collect? For example, A first, then B, then C, and so on?
Correct.
Okay. What is the evidence or agency number on an item, and how is that different than an evidence marker?
So the agency number is the number that the system File on Queue gives that item number that I'm entering into the system. So for me, it could be item A, but the system is going to give it, if there was other items already entered, it's going to give it a different item number.
Okay, so if the first item of evidence that you personally collect is item number, or you label as item A, but there's 2 other pieces of evidence that have already been tagged in a case, that would get then logged as item 3, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What are blood swabs?
So blood swabs, we have what we call a cotton swab. If there is any blood at the scene, we try to swab that area where the stain is, and that's what we call the blood swab, or swab of a red stain.
Sure. Have you been trained to identify potential blood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you collect items on scene that are wet, whether it's blood or urine or water, what would you do with those items prior to tagging them into evidence?
Since we know how to preserve evidence, we try not to package the item if it's wet. So what we have is what we call the evidence dryer, and it's inside our locker room, our evidence locker room. So we hang those items in the evidence dryer until it's dried, and then we package that item.
If you take pictures of an item on scene and then collect it, do you sometimes take additional pictures of that item at your department before you tag it into evidence?
Yeah, it's our process that any item that it's collected at the scene, when we bring it back to our processing room, we do close-up photographs of that item.
And how do you make sure that those items don't get cross-contaminated as you process different items in the processing room?
So we follow the same process. We always wear gloves every time we process a different item.
What about the surface that you set items down on as you take pictures of them?
We have a brown paper that we lay on the tables that we have. So every time we replace the item, we change that paper.
Kind of like when you go to the doctor's office and they roll out the sheet of paper on the exam table and then they rip it for the next
Correct.
patient?
Yes, ma'am.
So same concept, okay.
Yes, and you can see it on the close-up photographs.
I won't ask you for an exact number, but can you estimate how many crime scenes you've processed in your 16 years?
Let's just say more than 200.
More than
It's
200?
A lot of cases, yeah,
Okay.
that I worked.
And any idea how many of them involve blood or blood evidence?
I would say 50% of those
Okay.
cases, yeah.
Thank you. Have you ever been qualified as an expert in crime scene reconstruction?
Not in crime scene reconstruction,
What have you been qualified as an expert in?
crime scene processing.
Crime scene processing. Thank you. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you would like the jury to know about the process of evidence collection and processing in general before we move to this case?
No, just that we keep the integrity of every item of evidence that we collect.
Okay. That's important to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks. So let's turn now to October 29th of 2022. Were you on shift or on duty that day?
I was on duty because I got called out. I was on call that day.
You were on call?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your role in this
Excuse
case?
me, may we approach real quick, Your Honor?
Yes, come on up.
So you said you were on call on October 29th, 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is your role in this case?
So I was asked as a crime scene tech to go process the scene.
Okay. And where was the scene that you responded to?
So I was located at 5491 Jawar Drive.
5491?
Yes.
Could it be 5941?
Yes, I switched the numbers. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It is that location here in Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Yes, it is.
All right. And do you recall roughly what time you arrived on the scene?
I arrived at 1900 hours, so 7 p.m.
And when you arrived on the scene, what was the state of the scene? What had happened so far?
So when I arrived, there was an officer at the scene, but there was several dogs that were loose in the property. So we had to ask for animal control to respond to the scene. And it took about an hour for them to get all the dogs secured in an area.
Okay. So once the dogs that were on scene were secured, well, let me back up. Were any of those dogs inside the garage?
No.
Okay.
No,
Where
ma'am.
were the dogs?
They were in the backyard.
Okay. And so after the dogs were secured, what else was the state of the scene?
So it was secured. So I just began taking overall photographs of the outside of the residence,
And what does it mean for the scene to have been secured?
meaning there were officers placed on the outside of the residence, making sure no one got in or out of the area.
Okay. So you said you began photographing the outside of the property?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you do next?
So usually when we start processing a scene, we do overall photographs of the exterior and then interior of the area. In this case, the search warrant was for the main house and then the small garage in the backyard. So we started with the main house. So I took overall photographs of the interior of the residence. Detective Geraldine was there with me. After I completed the overall photographs, he began searching for items of evidence, and that's when we started marking potential items of evidence.
Do you often work in conjunction with a detective or another officer who's investigating the crime alongside you?
Yes, that would be most of the time, if not an officer, a detective.
Okay.
Yes.
And who decides what pieces of evidence to collect or photograph?
For the most part, the handling detective, whoever's there, if I see something that I think might be a good item of evidence, then I will bring it up to them, and then they'll decide, let's mark that item as an evidence.
But you are the actual individual who then collects, processes, photographs those items?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So after you took photos of the exterior of the residence, what did you do?
So after I took photographs of the exterior, we moved into the residence, and then I went around the whole residence and took interior photographs. And then he started identifying items of evidence, which I started marking.
Okay. And we've seen some body cam footage of the layout of the home. Where was the first kind of evidentiary items that you collected or photographed within the home? Where were those located?
So the first items were items A, B, C, and D, which were inside a laundry basket. The laundry basket was located inside the laundry room, or it's called the laundry closet, because it wasn't an actual room. So we moved the laundry basket into one of the other rooms that was more clean. I guess we can say there was more space to process those items. So we started marking those items as evidence.
And for all items, but including these, were you wearing gloves and following your standard operating procedures for the collection of evidence?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Once you identified the items that were in the laundry area and you moved them into one of the bedrooms to photograph them, what did you do with those photos?
With the photos?
With the photos.
So the photos were later uploaded into our Axons system that we have.
Fair to say you took a lot of photos in this case?
There was plenty.
Okay, so I won't ask you this question for all of the photos you took, but were all of the photos that you took preserved and uploaded into your internal system?
Yes, ma'am. We upload them from our SD card onto the system or our computers.
Okay. And do you alter or edit or change the photos in any way before you upload them after you take them?
We do not, no.
So you mentioned that you found some clothing items. What were those evidence tag letters?
So the first item that we located was a blue sweater that was in the laundry basket that was marked with the letter A.
Okay. And was there another item of clothing from that laundry basket?
So item B, which was a pair of black pants with some red stains. Then the letter C was a red T-shirt that was also in the laundry basket. This one appeared to be wet. So like I said, it was marked with the letter C. There was a small red towel, which was marked with the letter D.
Were those all of the items contained within the laundry basket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said you took photos of those?
I did, yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Ms. Tinna, I'm going to hand you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 54. I'll ask that you examine 54, and then we'll talk about it. Do you recognize what's contained within State's 54?
I do.
What is State's 54?
So it's a CD with several photos. I initial that disc and put the date on it as well.
What particular photos are on State's 54?
So they're clothing items. So those items A, B, C, and D.
Are the photographs located on State's 54 a fair and accurate depiction of the items as you viewed them and photographed them on October 29th, 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State's 54.
Any objection to 54?
It's my understanding that we're going to introduce a number of photographs under one exhibit number. Is that what we're saying?
How many photos are in 54?
5. And then there's some subsequent discs from different locations on the scene that will be on different exhibits.
Any identifiers to which photos are on 54?
Yes.
What location or what marker numbers or what?
Yes.
Some referenced.
So 54 contains, Your Honor, the items from within the house, as she just stated, evidentiary tags A, B, C, and D.
Any objection, counsel?
No objection, Your Honor.
The underlying DSC numbers for those images would be 571, 1052, 1221, 1232, and 1181.
Thank you.
Without objection, 54 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes. You still have a legacy image from the last presentation.
Yes.
You need to.
You just clean up this desktop.
Yep. And if you need to move the court monitor around so that you can see what's there, you're welcome to do that.
Right now, I think I can track. Okay, so we have image number 571 on the disk within states 54. Can you see that on your screen, Officer Tenner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this image?
So that's an overall photograph of the laundry closet.
Okay. And the white laundry hamper that we can see, is that where you located it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's right there by the wall.
And the items that you just spoke about, A, B, C, and D, were located in that hamper?
Yes, right there, they're still inside the laundry basket.
Thank you. Let's go to image. Actually, Your Honor, I'm just going to ask for a little technical assistance from my staff for just a sec. How do I get there? Oh, yes. I think I need it. Okay, so we're going to come back to this image in just a moment. Let's go to 1181. Okay, what's depicted in 1181?
So that's the red t-shirt that was located inside the laundry basket. Like I said, it looked like it's still wet.
Okay, I'm at image number 1221. Okay,
So-
what can we see in 1221?
So that's item A. So it's more of a mid-range photograph of the blue sweater that was located inside the laundry basket.
And did you collect this item?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did you bring that item to court with you today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. Did you notice any staining or any defects to this sweater when you collected it or later processed it?
Not at first, but when we took it to the processing room and I did the close-up photographs, I could see there was some red stains on the right sleeve.
Okay.
And there was a tear on the right topper area of the sweater.
Let's go to image 1232. What's visible in 1232 on this exhibit?
So that's the mid-range photograph of the black pants, item B, that was collected from the laundry basket.
Now, going back to image 1152, was there anything that you noticed and photographed as it relates to this image, 1152, on those black pants?
Yes, so that's more of a close-up photograph of one of the legs of the pants, and you can see some red staining.
Being a little glitchy. Let's see if it'll let me. Whoa. Can you see that red staining in a little more detail now that I've zoomed in?
Yes, I can.
And you said that those were evidence items A and B, the shirt and the pants, respectively. Do you remember the SFPD agency item numbers for those?
I do not know, ma'am.
That's all right, I think I can help.
Oh, correction, I do remember it. So I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember the agency numbers for those two items?
Yes, since I started with the letter A, that gave it the number 4. So that's going to be the blue sweater. So the pants is going to be item 5, and the red t-shirt will be item 7.
Sure. Let me ask you this, Officer Tenna. Would it be easier to go through all of the photos and then talk about all the physical items that way, or would it be easier as we go from location to do photos and then the physical items, respectively, from each location?
It's up to you, however.
Dealer's choice? All right. Well, this time, I guess I should ask, when you handle the outside packaging of items, are you required to wear gloves for that?
I usually do, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because I'm just used to it.
Okay. Well, then I will mirror that practice. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Officer Tenna, I'm going to approach with what's been marked as States 55 and States 56. Can you please examine these items and tell me if you recognize them?
Yes, I do.
What is States 55?
So that would be the blue sweater?
Okay. And that corresponded to marker A?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you just hold that up for the jury and explain the identifying marks and features to that packaging?
So like I said, we always enter our evidence into the file and queue system, so it gives it this barcode right here. we always try to identify the item here. It says blue sweater, and that's my writing. It was collected by me, the time it was collected, and it has the case number right here in the corner. So this is the case number.
And other than your agency's seals, are there any other seals located on that item?
Yes, this item went to the lab, so it has their own barcode that was created for this item. And then, as you can see, there's a different color of evidence tape that was, this item was resealed by them afterwards, after it was analyzed.
Okay, so other than the addition of seals from the outside agency, and you called them the lab, what lab do you mean?
It's the New Mexico DPS lab, the forensic lab.
So this item was sent on for forensic testing?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Other than that, other than the addition of that seal, does this item appear to have been tampered with or altered in any way?
No, it hasn't.
Okay. And who brought that item and all of these items that we'll discuss today to court?
I did.
Okay. And did you maintain custody of control of these items at all times that they were outside the presence of the courtroom?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you tamper or alter any of these items in any way while they've been in your custody and control?
I did not, no.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I'd move to admit States 55.
Any objection to 55?
No objection, Your Honor.
55 is admitted.
Okay. And Your Honor, I don't intend to publish these items by opening them as they contain biological material. We'll just ask that they be sent back to the jury and that the court explain the process for viewing them if they wish to do so.
Okay.
Let's turn to item 56. What's item 56? Or, sorry, States Exhibit 56.
So item 56 is item B, which is the black pair of pants.
Okay. And can you just look at item Exhibit 56 and explain what seals you see and whether or not you have altered any or see any evidence of alteration to those items?
So just like the other item, it has our barcode right here. It has our case number, has SFPD. It has black pants, the time it was collected by me, antenna, and then again it has the DPS lab barcode right here and their own evidence tape that was placed by them, by the lab.
And other than the addition of evidence tape from an outside agency that conducted forensic testing, does that item appear to have been altered or tampered with in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time I'd move to admit States 56, the black pants with red stains.
Any objection to 56?
No objection, Your Honor.
56 is admitted.
Thank you. Just going to move States 54 over to the monitor. Okay, so after you processed the inside of the home, well, and actually, let me back up one moment. Was there anything in the washing machine?
There was.
What was in the washing machine?
It was like a piece of carpet that was inside the washing machine. Detective Jerry Alide took it out so we could check, make sure there was no staining.
Okay. Did you see anything that looked like blood or did you see any red-brown staining on that item?
We did not, no.
And was there any clothing in the washing machine at all?
There was none.
Okay. So after collecting those items from the interior of the home and documenting the home, where did you go next?
So after we collected all the items, there was a few other items that were collected from the house as well. We moved onto the small room or garage, like we want to call it, that was located in the back of the yard, or the backyard of the house.
When you began processing the garage, was the body of Grace Jennings still present on scene?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Was she present on scene the entire time that you processed the scene?
She was there until OMI arrived on scene.
And who's OMI?
So OMI is the Office of the Medical Investigator. In this case, a field investigator arrived on scene, and that was Mr. Ben Bados.
Did you take some pictures of the scene prior to, and when I say scene at this point, I mean the garage. Did you take pictures of the garage while Grace's body was still located in the garage?
I did, and I did overall photographs of the interior of the garage, and then I marked a few items before he arrived on scene.
Okay. Did you move or alter Grace's body in any way?
I did not.
After Grace's body was removed by the Office of the Medical Investigator, did you continue to process that scene?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Ms. Tinna, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 57. Can you please take a look at State's 57 and tell me if you recognize it?
Yes, I do.
What is State's 57?
So it's a CD with photos that I had reviewed before. I have my initials or my signature and the date.
Do those photos fairly and accurately depict the items that you photographed on scene that day and the state of the scene as you processed it?
Yes,
Okay. Have these photographs been altered, edited, or tampered with since you took them?
they have not.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State's 57, and then we probably should have a quick talk about it before publishing, if possible.
More specific as to what you mean by the scene.
What specific photos are contained on State's 57?
So-
Or approximately how many?
I believe there was around 36 photos.
Okay. And what portion of the scene do these photographs capture?
Mainly the inside of the garage. Yes.
Does it also contain photographs of items inside the garage?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any items outside or close to the garage that are contained in this?
The probably showing the outside of the garage, the entrance to the garage. Yes.
And these are all fairly and accurately depicted on State's 57?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit 57.
Any objection to 57?
Just maybe a little more foundation as to where they came from. They weren't like how they got onto the disc.
Officer Tinna, did you review this disc personally yourself?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And understanding that this doesn't contain all of the many, let me back up. How many pictures do you think you took on scene that day of everything?
There was hundreds, over 500 maybe.
Okay. Are the 36 photos on this disc that contain some pictures of the outside of the garage and then pictures of the interior garage and the things contained within the interior of the garage, do those fairly and accurately depict those 36, or those items contained within these 36 photos?
Yes, ma'am.
May we approach real quick?
Yeah, come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, I need to excuse you for a few minutes. Don't discuss anything about the case while you're in the back. We're kind of early for our first afternoon break, but we probably will go for an hour and a half or so after we come back from this break. So if you need a bathroom break or anything, let the bailiff know. Would you please go with Angel, please?
All rise.
Okay, we'll be in recess. Do you have 57 with you?
I do.
Okay. Counsel, if you'd pick one of the two attorney-client rooms in the back, make sure you have whatever you need to be able to review what's on the discs. Also, make sure you have the item numbers from the discovery list that have been provided to you to compare with what is on the disc.
Will do, Your Honor. Thank you.
We'll be in recess for a few minutes until you have a chance to do that.
Okay.
Off the record.
This is the list that she sent you, and it mentioned.
All right, let's go back on the record. Have you had an opportunity to review States 57?
Yes, Your Honor, and in speaking with co-counsel, we don't have a problem with the pictures that are coming in themselves. What we have a problem with is just the foundation of it. I know I've been overruled on that. It's going to be the same process that Ms. Haley's going to be doing for the rest of the CDs that are going to be introduced. And so it'll just be a standing objection
Okay.
as to foundation.
And just to make clear, since we're not whispering up here right now, the court's ruling on the objection is if the foundational witness can identify the images and the necessary foundation is laid with respect to the in this case, photographs, the images depicted, the court finds that there's no necessary chain of custody as to who actually put those images on the disc if the foundational witness has reviewed them and is able to establish is able to testify competently as to what is on the images.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And your standing objection is noted for the record.
Thank you, Judge.
We're ready to have the jury back in?
Yes, and just so that the images will be able to, I can navigate them faster. Those same images have been verified to already now be on the computer proper. So after I move to admit, and presumably
You publish from the hard drive?
Yeah, I'll publish from the hard drive.
Okay.
And I will continue to note the specific image number as I navigate through.
Okay. Let's get our jury back in here. We're off the record until our jury returns.
Brian, to pull it up in a way where I can see the image numbers and put on this, because it.
Ms. Murphy,
So, Your Honor, there are,
hold on. Go ahead.
Your Honor, there are a handful of photos kind of at the beginning of the presentation where you can see Grace Jennings' body and while she's still in the garage. Then after a while we move out, after the body has been removed. I just think while her body is still present in those early photos, it might be better if we only publish to counsel tables and the jury. I understand that obviously the gallery might still be able to see from counsel table, but just to preserve some privacy and dignity for the victim, I'd ask that those early ones just be cast to the interior monitors.
Defense's position?
Yeah, but we don't have a problem. We don't even need it here if we
Beg
can
your
respect
pardon?
that decision completely. We don't have a problem with not looking at those at all.
Okay. When we have graphic photos, generally what I do is give an advisement to the people that are in the gallery that these are graphic, and then they have the opportunity to sit out and then come back into the courtroom when we're through that portion of the photos. So that is what I'm going to do. I don't know if there are family members in here that, I don't know if they're in the hall or if they're coming back in. There's folks out there, they have been here and come and gone. But we will publish to the courtroom. And if anyone feels they might be overcome by the images, now is fair warning that they should leave the courtroom and then they can come back in after those images are, after we review those images. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, let's have our jury in. You'll have to offer the exhibit again,
Yes.
and then I'll admit it on the record in front of the jury.
All right.
Okay. May be seated in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the record and we continue the state's case in chief. Ms. Murphy.
Your Honor, I'd move to admit State's Exhibit 57, the photos of the, primarily the exterior and interior of the garage and the items contained within it.
Any additional discussion?
No, sir.
57 is admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
So, Officer Tena, let me begin by discussing one image that made it onto this disc versus a previous exhibit disc, and ask you this. When you were in the main house, did you enter the bathroom?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and when you were in the bathroom in the main house, did you notice anything on the counter, the bathroom counter?
From what I remember, there was only maybe a wrapper from a Band-Aid
Okay, and did
in
you
the box. I'm sorry.
Did you photograph the wrapper of the Band-Aid and the box of Band-Aids?
Yes, I did more of a mid-range photograph.
Okay, and is that image contained on State's 57,
Yes.
along with the exterior and interior garage photos?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll just start with that image before we move back to the others. I'm going to open image 431. Okay, and what can you see in image 431?
So you can see the box of Band-Aids. Do you want me to circle it or you can?
Just orient the jury with your,
So you can see it on the bottom right. you can see the box on the counter, and then the wrapper is to the other side, on the left side.
Okay. Is there another wrapper visible on the counter?
Farther up on the sink.
Thank you. Okay. So I'd like to go back now to our discussion about what I've been calling the scene, being the garage. I'm just going to move 57, report monitor, and play off of the hard drive, or publish off the hard drive.
Before you go to those images, there are a number of people came in after we had our conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, the court has admitted an exhibit that has a number of photographs. Some of these photographs are images inside the garage, and my understanding is that the decedent's body is still present. So these are graphic images. If you think you'll have any difficulty viewing those, now's the time to leave, and then we'll call you back in once we've gone through that sequence of photos. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Judge. All right, we're going to start with image 143 on States 57. And it seems that when I'm double clicking, it's opening all of them on my main screen, which leads to a little lag. Okay, what's visible in 143?
So that's an overall photograph of the exterior of the garage.
Okay. Let's go to 144.
So that's a partial overall photograph showing more of the ground of the entrance to the garage.
Okay. What can you see as it relates to the door?
There's a set of keys hanging from the doorknob.
Were those keys present when you arrived on scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll go now to image 154. Where are you standing now as you took this photo?
So as I open the door to the garage, I take an overall just to see what I can see from the entrance of the door of the garage.
And what, generally speaking, I obviously understand that we're going to go further in through your photos. Just what are you able to see from where you're standing and when you took this photo?
So I can see, I guess we can say the left side of the counter. That's right on the right side of the door. And I can see the victim's body still leaning back on the bed.
Now we'll go to image 155. What can you see in 155?
So again, that's another overall photograph. This time I probably took maybe 1 or 2 steps into the garage. So now you can see the counter and the items on the counter, and Ms. Jennings' body is still there.
Okay. As you're kind of moving into the crime scene, do you take your photos kind of sequentially? Do you kind of take the photos in a specific pattern?
Yes, I try to show like maybe all the corners of the room.
Okay. Can you see any weapons in this photo?
Yes, the sword is right there on top of the counter to the right.
And what's located next to the sword?
So 2 other items of evidence that we collected is that cell phone and a piece of tissue with some red stains.
Okay. 156?
So that's another overall, but this time I'm showing the corner of the room to the right.
Okay. And can you just walk the jury through kind of what's on the floor, not every item, but generally speaking, on the floor to the left of Grace's body between her and the refrigerator?
So there was a lot of trash in that room, so it was hard to identify items of evidence. There were several items that were collected from there, clothing, shoes, a dagger, cell phones, the blankets. All the blankets were collected because they were stained with blood.
Okay. So after we go through these photographs, will we then see images that have evidence markers on them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and will we also see items of evidentiary value as things are kind of removed and then the next layer of items is photographed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So going from 156 now to 157, what's different between 156 and 157?
So I moved the camera more to the left. It's still an overall photograph. You can still see Miss Jennings' body there. There's a pink bag on the bottom, on the ground. Since there was no room for us to walk around, that bag was moved and placed on the bed. Later, you can see it on top of the bed by OMI, I believe, because he needed to move Miss Jennings' body out the door. So that's one item of evidence right there, that pink bag.
Can you describe the positioning of Ms. Jennings's body?
So she was in a sitting position, crisscrossed. Her legs were crisscrossed. Her head was leaning on the blue bin that you can see there on the plastic bin. Her face, the right side of her face was leaning on the bin, and then her back against the bed.
What is the white, long item that's across her body?
That's an EKG strip. It's left by EMS.
Okay, thank you. Going from 157 to 159, what's different about the orientation in this photo?
So I'm taking a straight photograph. It's an overall photograph of the back of the garage.
Okay. Do you know roughly how large this garage was in terms of dimensions?
It wasn't that big. I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
So we've seen the items that are between Grace's body and the refrigerator. We can see the mattress that you've identified. What's visible aside from bedding on top of the mattress in this picture?
So besides all the blankets, pillows, there was a cat in that little, I don't know, what would you call that, a cage?
Okay.
You can see it right there, blue in color with brown.
At the time of you processing the scene, were there any other cats present in the garage?
Not in the garage, no.
Okay. And what can we see on the left-hand side of this picture?
So there was some shelves on the left side. There was a mask that was hanging off the wall on the left side of the garage.
Okay. Can you circle where that mask is just for future reference? Okay. Thank you. And if you'll just clear that. And I see that you've, for purposes of the record, you made a yellow circle on the electronic system at about the 9 o'clock, if the photo was a clock face, side of the photo. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
I'll just have you clear that. Okay. Now we'll go from 159 to 160.
So that's an overall photograph. Now I'm focusing on Mrs. Jennings' body.
Okay. And what else can you see other than obviously her body in this photo?
So again, you can still see that pink bag on the floor. Some other items that were collected. There's that brown belt, the blankets, the blue bin. There's a skateboard that's right behind her. You can see some of the injuries on her right leg, her knee, and then I could see some on her neck and her right hand.
Okay. Going from image 160 to 172. What is this image?
So that's an overall. Now I'm focusing on the back of that room.
Okay. And in that back side of the room, there's a number of items. Did you go through those items?
Not every item, but we did a walkthrough. It was hard to walk through that room since there was so much trash and items on the ground.
Is there a second cat visible in this photo? On the bed at about the 4 o'clock?
Oh, I see a black cat to the right.
Okay. Was that cat present then while you were processing the scene initially?
Yeah, obviously it was. I didn't notice that one, but yeah, it's there.
Okay. And you mentioned a mask earlier. Is that mask, just for purposes of orientation, also visible?
Yes.
Okay. Going from image 172 to 173, what have you kind of pivoted to photograph?
So those are like I said, the masks. You can see the mask and some other items that were collected later on.
Okay. Just sticking with the overall photos and going to image 177.
That's an overall of what was located behind the door. So it's to the left of the door, behind.
And can you circle for the jury where the doorknob is in this case, or in this picture? And can you tell from the photo, or do you recall the inner type of lock on that doorknob?
I do not know.
Okay. Can you see anything sticking out from the tip of the doorknob?
I see some, I don't know what it is.
Thank you. Going from image 177 to 178, and I'll just have you clear that circle. Okay, so we've seen an image already from this angle, but there are some things that are different now. What's happened now that we're in image 178?
So now you can still see the items of evidence on the counter, but I place yellow markers to identify each item.
Okay. And these three yellow markers, what are they?
So I is going to be the cell phone. The piece of tissue with red stains, I gave it a letter. I believe it was IA. And then we have J for the sword. K, it's on top of a blanket. It was some hair on the blanket.
Can you describe the hair?
It was dark, and then there was some purple on it, on the tips.
So I, and then you assigned a secondary letter or number to the tissue.
The tissue, yes.
Okay. And J is the sword.
The sword, yes.
Okay. We'll talk about those items some more in a moment. Going now from image 178 to 179. What can we see here?
So that's more of a close-up photograph of the same items on the counter. In this case, I'm more focused on the cell phone and the tissue. You can still see the part of the sword, item J.
Okay. And can you just go ahead and clear the markup thing? All right, thank you. And what else can you see in this photo? Aside from the items that you collected, if you could just describe this for the record.
So I can still see the pink bag on the ground, on the floor. There's some plates, I guess, to where they were feeding the cats, I'm assuming.
Okay. And that tissue, did you already say that you noted something on that tissue that's next to that cell phone?
Those red stains on the tissue.
Okay. Going from image 179 to 182.
So since I was focusing on the cell phone before, on this one I'm focusing on the sword. So the letter J, item J, and you can still see item K.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so that's item J was the sword. Do
Yes.
you recall the agency number for that item? The evidence tag number? I mean, I know that it's evidence. You used J, but when it was tagged into evidence, do you recall that number?
I would have to count
Okay, that's
through
okay.
the ABCs and see.
Sorry, I won't make you do that on the stand. We'll get there in a moment. Let's go to item 183, or I'm sorry, image 183.
So that's another close-up photograph of the sword, a different angle.
And it's not super easy to appreciate with the darkness on these monitors. But when you saw this in real life and when you see it up close in a different computer monitors, what can you observe in this image?
You can see the red stains
Okay. On what?
on the sword.
Okay. What part of the sword?
The blade, on the blade of the sword.
Okay. So I'd like to turn now then to those three items that you have. We'll take a break from the photos for a moment and talk about those physical items, if that's okay.
Yes.
Now, the cell phone that you labeled as image I, the tissue, or as evidence tag I, the tissue that you said you either did as I1 or IA, and the sword, would those be agency number or SFPD evidence numbers 13, 14, and 15? Does that sound correct?
Yes.
And you collected all three of those items?
Yes, I did.
And you tagged all three of those items?
Yes.
Packaged all of those items?
Yes, ma'am.
And understanding that we may see some other photos of those in items processing or evidence processing. Your Honor, may I approach the evidence?
Yes.
So I'm going to start by approaching you. After I get permission from the court, Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes. Have you shown counsel what you're coming up with?
I did, I just showed him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Come on up.
I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as States Exhibit 58 and States Exhibit 59.
Yes.
What is States Exhibit 58?
58, it's item I, which is the cell phone that was on top of the counter inside the garage.
Okay. And what do you notice about 59 in terms of, or 58, the cell phone, in terms of seals?
Item 14 has the lab sealed, so it went to the lab.
I'm sorry, let's stick with the cell phone for a moment.
Okay.
I apologize. SFPD agency number 13, evidence tag I, which is States Exhibit 58, the cell phone. What are you able to observe about the packaging on that item?
So it has a different seal on the bottom. It has the initials JJV 11-1 of 22.
Okay. Other than the addition of those seals, does the item appear to have been altered or tampered with in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you brought that item to court with you today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and have you personally altered or tampered with it?
No,
Okay, and did you check that out along with all of the other evidence in this case from the evidence room?
I did.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit States 58.
Any objection to 58?
May we have just a moment?
Yes.
No objection, Your Honor.
58 is admitted.
And if the jury would like to examine that device at their, or if we examine the item during deliberations, they may. We don't intend to open it at this time.
Okay.
Let's turn to item 50, Exhibit 59. It should be agency number 14, evidence tag I1.
Yes.
Okay, can you please identify that?
So it has item number I1, it has our case number, and then description is tissue with red stains, collected by me, Mtena, and the time it was collected. Has our file on Q barcode, and like I said, it went to the lab, so it has a different color seal.
And can you just point to that different colored seal? So, okay, and when you say the lab, you mean the Department of Public Safety Forensic Crime Lab?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And other than the addition of the agency seals, does that item appear to have been altered or tampered with?
No, ma'am.
And you brought that to court today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and main custody control.
Yes.
Move to admit 59, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
59 is admitted into evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach the evidence?
Yes.
May I approach the defense?
Yes.
Your Honor, myself and Ms. Murphy have gone through all of this stuff. She need not come up here every time. I'm okay with that. Thank you.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
All right, Officer Tinna, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as States Exhibit 60, which should
Okay.
correspond to agency number 15, evidence tag J.
Yes.
Do you recognize States Exhibit 60?
I do.
What is States Exhibit 60?
So it's the sword with red stains.
Is this the same sword that you labeled with evidence tag J, or evidence marker J?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how is the sword packaged?
So since it's a sharp object, we always use boxes, and it was sealed and initialed and dated by me.
And after you sealed it, did you tag it into evidence?
Yes, I did.
And I apologize, prior to packaging and sealing it, did you take additional photographs of that during your evidence processing?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we might talk about those in a minute. Are there any other agency seals on that box?
So you can see the green seal here from DPS, or the forensic lab, and their barcode here on the side.
Okay. Are there any other new additional seals besides your original seal and the Department of Public Safety seal?
Yes, this one is newer here, and it's dated 3/4 of 26.
Okay. Does that mean that you opened it on March 4th of 2026?
Yes, it has my initials. It was opened during a evidence review on this case.
Who was present for the evidence review on March 4th of 2026?
So the DA's office and the defense attorneys, our evidence team, and our crime scene team.
Okay. Other than the addition of those seals from when you originally sealed it, the Department of Public Safety, and then from the evidence review with the parties present, does that item appear to have been altered or tampered with in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you bring that item with you today?
I did.
Did you maintain custody and control of that item?
I did.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State 60,
Any
the sword.
objection to 60?
No objection, Your Honor.
60 is admitted into evidence.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to publish that through this witness.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're going to have her either open in a new location or open one of the seals.
I'd ask that she open in a new location so she can reseal and
You
remark.
have what you need there.
Yes, I do. Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
And if you could just explain to the jury what you're doing as you're doing it, if possible.
Well, since we already have different seals around the box, I'm going to try to cut around those seals. That way I don't destroy the seals.
Sure. And Officer Tinna, now that you've opened the packet, the exhibit, and the box, and I see that you've cut kind of your own lid into the box, how is the sword secured within the box?
So just like any other weapon, we use zip ties
Okay.
to make sure it doesn't move around.
Okay, so if you lift the box with that kind of window you've cut open, can you safely display the sword to the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask that the witness be able to step off of the stand and publish to the jury.
Okay, hold on a second. Stay there for a second. Face the jury. Can you all see from that location? I have a couple heads shaking no. So, Ms. Tenna, what I'm going to have you do is walk down the ramp slowly, walk to the end of the jury box, and then walk back to where you are right now. And counsel, if you need to move to be able to view what's happening, you may.
Thank you, Judge.
And Officer Tinna, could you just lift that up a bit so that the full exhibit can be seen?
Ms. Murphy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Tinna, I'll ask that you reseal that item now according to your agency's standard operating procedures.
While she's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, all of the items that have been admitted into evidence are available for you to view. Anything that remains sealed, you can open. Would ask that you use the same protocols that you've been saying. As you see, the person is gloved, and if you go from one item to another, you have to change gloves so that you don't cross-contaminate anything. Would ask that you, if you decide you want to view this item, that you let us know if you're going to remove it from the box before you do that. As you can see, it's been physically mounted to the box with zip ties, and that's for everyone's safety.
Approach just on a scheduling question.
Come on up.
Let me just ask you. And Your Honor, I believe that defense is willing to stipulate to foundation for the remaining physical items that are here today. I'd just like to get that on the record, and then I can move a little more efficiently.
Yes, Your Honor, the defense stipulates the foundation of all the items that the state intends to introduce.
Okay. We'll just have to keep track by number.
I still will, and I will still have her identify as I move through. Okay. And you can could just retain that near you for now, and I'll grab it when I switch out. Officer Tina, I'd now like to move to image 2591.
Okay.
Going back to the disc. Okay. What has changed in terms of who or what has been removed now that we're in image 2591?
So this is an overall photograph after Ms. Jennings' body was removed from the scene, and then that pink bag that was on the ground was moved to the bed by OMI.
And there appears to be an object next to that pink bed or pink bag that's also been moved onto the bed.
Yes.
Can you just tell the jury what that is?
It's a flower pot.
Okay. And those were both kind of at the foot of the dresser prior to Grace's body being removed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where Grace's body was previously located, what can you see?
You can still see the blanket that she was sitting on, and there was a lot of blood or red stains.
Okay. I will go to image 264. It's a little glitchy when I go to the second monitor. Okay. Image 264. What can you see here?
So that's still an overall, but focusing on the area where she was located.
Okay. Image 265.
So that's markers M and L. There were pieces of hair that were, when they took her out of the garage, they fell off her body.
Okay. Did that hair appear to be the same or different as the hair that you noted with evidence tag K?
It's the same, dark in color and then some purple on it.
Okay. Image 268.
So that's more of a mid-range photograph of the sheath to the sword. It's right there marked with the letter N.
And did you process or take other photos of this in your evidence processing?
Yes, we did.
And did you collect the sword sheath?
Yes, I did.
So the sword sheath was evidence tag or marker N as in Nancy, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. SFPD agency number 19, does that sound correct?
Yes.
May I approach the evidence?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness and ask her to identify a place on this object where I can place an exhibit sticker that won't interfere with her opening the item if and when it's admitted? Actually, I don't. Your Honor, may I approach the witness to ask for a good location to place this exhibit sticker if and when it's admitted? I don't want her to have to cut into the state's exhibit sticker.
You can find a location, you can look where the seals already are, and she's not going to cut through those if she can, so you can put it next to one of those.
Sorry.
Come on up.
I'm handing you what's been marked as 61 and labeled as the sheath for the sword.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Understanding that defense is stipulated to foundation for this item, is that the same item that you collected and labeled as evidence tag N?
Yes, it is.
At this time, Your Honor, I'd move to admit 61.
Objection.
61 is admitted.
Okay. And understanding that the jury can open that item should they wish to do so, I will. Are there any other agency tags on that item?
Yes, this item went to the lab, so you have the blue evidence tape on the bottom.
Okay, then I will go ahead and have you open that, please. And move to publish it.
You may.
If the court would require if all members of the jury can see it from the witness stand.
Can you see what she's holding from where you're at?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Officer Turner, will you go ahead and repackage that according to your agency's protocols?
All right, Ms. Murphy.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to image 2721. So the jury's heard testimony about you collecting a cell phone from next to the sword. Did you also collect a cell phone from on top of a bedside table or a refrigerator?
Yes, there was, I believe, marker P.
Let's look at image 2721 quickly, and then we'll look at one more image of that. All right, it's so glitchy when I go to the second monitor. Okay. Where in image 2721 can you see the item that you designated as marker P? Okay.
It's right there.
Great. Now, going to image 273, can you see that cell phone in a little more detail? Or in a little closer view?
Yes.
Okay, and can you just describe for the jury some of the other items that are on this bedside table or refrigerator?
There's some, like an ashtray, a cup, some Q-tips, cigarettes.
And I will move item P. We'll come back and talk about item P, and I'll do a batch of some physical items. But let's go to image 275. What can you see in image 275?
So that's more of a close-up photograph of, I called it a custom piece, like a harness, armor with the letter R and the EKG also, the letter, oh, it's for the belt, the letter O.
Okay, and I apologize that I didn't give you a good transition shot. Can you just orient the jury into where we are in the room when you placed markers R and O as in Oscar?
It's to the left side of the entrance to the garage.
Okay. Let's go to image 278. And did you collect R and O, the belt and the armor?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Going now to 278, what markers have you placed in image 278?
So you have a marker T, U, and V, which are the blankets, 3 blankets, the pink blanket, the black and red, and the green blanket.
Okay. And you collected all 3 of those blankets?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you examine those in your evidence processing room?
Yes, I took close-up photographs, and I also placed scales next to the stains.
Okay. And can you describe to the jury the color of those stains?
Red stains.
Red stains. Does it appear that it could be blood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And those are located in the area around where Grace's body was located?
Yes, correct.
I have a question, Officer Tinna. When you examined these items as well as other well, when you examined items T, U, and V in your evidence processing room, would you spread them open?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And you said you would then photograph and measure the stains or?
Yes.
Okay. At any point in any of this bedding, did you find feces or poop?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Thank you. Going to, now that we've hit T, U, and V, let's go to image 2861. And do you sometimes place markers next to things that end up not necessarily having evidentiary value?
Sometimes, and then if I change my mind, then I'll note, yeah, sure. Not
But-
collected or photographed only.
Sure.
Yes.
So items, evidence tags X, Y, and Z as evidence into image 2861. What were those?
So I believe the X is for that black shoe
Okay.
that's right there on the ground. Z is going to be, I believe there was some hair and then some dirty underwear or bloody underwear.
And Y?
It looks like hair.
And we can see some, a pair of feet in the bottom right corner of that. Whose feet are those?
Those could be Jared Alita's feet. Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that when you guys are in a crime scene, you place like booty covers on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can we see those in that picture?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Going now to image 290. What can you see in image 290?
So that's more of a close-up photograph. You can see the stained underwear. And then there's a cell phone that was underneath the victim's body.
Okay. And can you describe what that cell phone looks like in this image?
It was like a rainbow-colored case.
So is that right, kind of above your Z marker?
Yes.
Okay. And what's on top of that cell phone?
There's some hair.
Okay. And anything else of note in this image?
I mean, there's a lot of red stains on the floor.
Okay, thank you. Going to image 293.
So you can see markers AA and AB.
What was or is AA?
So AA was that cell phone. AB was the other shoe.
Okay. So when we saw Z is in Zulu, was that for the hair that was next to the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And AA is for the phone itself?
For the cell phone, yes.
Okay. So since you've run through the entire alphabet, you then started on double letters for your markers?
Yes.
And did you collect AA, that rainbow cell phone?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And would that be agency number 38? Does that
Yes.
sound correct? And did you bring that to court with you today?
I did.
Go to that in a moment. Finish out the photos. 294?
So that's more of a mid-range photographs, still showing AA, the cell phone, and AB. You can see the shoe underneath the bed. By this time, I had already collected the hair that was near the cell phone.
295.
A close-up photograph of that cell phone, AA.
Okay. 298.
So I gave that blue bin that she was leaning on, the letter AC. That's the marker AC. And then you can see the skateboard, AD. And there's a gray and black duffel bag on the other side with the letters AE.
Did you go through AC?
Yes, I did afterwards in the processing room. We were told that all these items belong to Miss Jennings, so that's why all the bags were collected.
Thank you. Let's go to image 303.
That's a mid-range photograph of a blanket with the letter AG.
All right. And so that red blanket was AG?
Yes, ma'am.
And same question, when you, as I asked earlier, when you took this for evidence processing, did you stretch it out?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you see any staining on it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you photograph the staining?
Yes.
Did you observe feces, or also known as poop, on that bedding at all?
Not that I can recall, no.
Okay.
Just the red stains.
306?
That's more of an overall photograph. You can still see item AG, AH, and AI.
What was AI?
So AI was not collected afterwards. It was intended to be for the fitted sheet. Later, I gave it a AS number.
Okay. What's that blue square kind of in the middle of the of the bed,
It's a heating pad.
a heating pad?
Yes.
Okay. And just to the, just above that blue square, the heating pad is a kind of a white item. Do you recall what that small white item was?
I believe it's a vape, maybe?
Okay.
I can't see it from here. Just,
Get there. in a
you
moment.
probably have a close-up.
Sure. Go to item, or image 307. Can you direct the jury where we are in this image?
So that's a more of a close-up photograph of item AH. So you can see that small, it almost looks like a sword, but it's like a dagger.
And for AH, did you collect it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Does SFPD evidence number 66 sound correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the evidence?
Yes.
Going to place exhibit sticker 62 on this item. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Officer Tinna, I'm going to hand you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 62, labeled as AH dagger. Can you identify that item, or look at that item and tell me if you recognize it?
Yes, I did put the AH and dagger, and then I have our file on queue evidence tag here, or barcode.
And is that the same dagger that we can see in image 307?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And understanding that defense is stipulated to the foundation for this item, I'd move to admit State's Exhibit 62.
No objection, Your Honor.
62 is admitted.
Are there any other agency stickers other than yours?
Yes, ma'am. It has the blue seal from the forensic lab on the bottom.
All right, thank you. Move to publish this item, Your Honor, and allow the witness to open this one.
Go ahead.
If the court can inquire whether all members of the jury can see this
Can
item?
you see what she's holding from where you're at? Actually, the folks down on this end, let's go through the same procedure. If you'd just slowly walk down the ramp to the end of the jury box and then back.
Okay. And that item appears to have kind of some pink staining on the metal pieces. Does it appear to have kind of corroded?
It's the chemicals that the DNA unit probably utilize to do their testing.
Okay,
And it also has some writing here
Okay.
from the lab.
all right. Thank you. If you will receive that, what is that writing on there?
It has 12, it looks like 1Z or 12-2. It's hard to tell. And it has 22. It's their case number, the DPS case number. So it looks like 3858 DPS. And then some initials that I can't really read. Sorry.
Understood. It's okay.
It's in a marker.
If you could go ahead and repackage that item according to your agency's protocols.
May we approach real quick?
Yes, come on up. We're going to take about a 5-minute bathroom break, ladies and gentlemen. If you would go with the bailiff, please.
All right.
We're off the record. You may be seated in the courtroom. Okay, let's go back on the record and we continue. Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Judge. All right, Officer Tena, we have seven more images for the crime scene portion. We're going to go to image 330. Okay, what's depicted in 330?
So you can see item 80, it's that red backpack.
Okay. Did you open that backpack after you seized it?
Yes, in the processing room.
Okay, and when you processed it, based on the items that were inside, were you able to determine whose backpack that was?
Yes,
Whose?
there was some medication with the name of Miss Jennings.
Okay. Image 334?
It's just an overall photograph of the fitted sheet on the mattress.
Okay. Based on this photograph, and then did you do a more detailed review at evidence processing?
Yes, I took close-up photographs.
Okay. And did you also inspect this item during the evidence view in March?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And based on that, did you at any point observe any feces in this item?
No, I did not. There were some dark stains, but they didn't look like feces.
Okay. And then there's some red-brown staining visible here?
Yes.
Okay. Image 340, what can you see here?
It's a mid-range photograph. You can see that picture frame against the mattress.
Okay. And what can you see on that picture?
There's some red stains on it.
And image 346?
That's marker AV. It was for those two rings that were underneath the pillows. After they were removed, they were located.
Okay. Were they on top or below the fitted sheet?
Good question.
Do you recall?
I think we would have collected them if they were on top of the sheet.
Okay, so you believe they were below the sheet?
Yes.
Um,
I couldn't think why we would move them. So,
sure.
yeah.
Image 349.
So I'm just placing a ruler or a scale and some stains on the wall behind the bed.
And those stains, let's see if I can get my computer to let me zoom a little. What did they appear to be to you?
When you go to, I guess we can say a black pattern analysis class, they teach you the different patterns that you might encounter at a scene. For me, those look like more like cast-off stains. Cast-off stain is created when someone swings an object or a weapon, if it's stained with blood or soaked, and the droplets get thrown onto a surface.
Thank you. Okay. Going to image 351, can you orient the jury where we are in the room and what you documented in 351?
So that's going to be on the right side of the bed, on that same wall. Again, we can see more stains on the wall. They look like cast-off stains as well.
Thank you. All right, and now we've gone back into the other images. We can exit that. Your Honor, we can turn off that screen for a second. So you've brought a number of evidentiary items that still remain, and I'd like to move through those somewhat quickly. So I may do these in batches. Did you bring evidentiary item 1 with you today?
Which was a cell phone? Yes, I did.
Okay. And you didn't personally collect that cell phone, did you?
I did not, no.
Okay. Do you know who personally collected and tagged it?
I do not know.
Okay. We're looking at the evidence tag. Refresh your recollection.
Yes, ma'am.
Approach.
Yes.
I'm going to show you something, and I'll allow you to review it, and then I will take that back and re-ask my question. Does that refresh your recollection as to who originally collected and tagged item 1 into evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
What is item 1?
Item 1 is a cell phone collected by Detective Ornelas.
Cesar Ornelas?
Cesar Ornelas, yes.
Did you bring that item to court with you?
I did.
Has it stayed in your custody and control?
Yes.
And are you aware of whether this item was subsequently tested?
I do not know, ma'am. I don't have that knowledge.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
And hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit 63. What is 63?
63 is a black cell phone collected by Cesar Ornelas, item 1.
defense is stipulated to the foundation. Move to admit state 63, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
63 is admitted.
You discussed collecting item 38, which you labeled as AA, which is the cell phone underneath the body. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you bring that item to court with you today?
I did.
May I approach?
Yes.
Point of approach with the marked as State's Exhibit 64. Can you tell me if you recognize 64?
Yes, it says item 38, collected by me, Maria Tena. Yes.
Are there any other initials on that seal?
The initials of JJV 12522.
Understanding the defense is stipulated to foundation, Your Honor, I move to admit 64.
No objection.
64 is admitted.
Let's talk about some of the other items that you collected from the scene. We saw in the photos some pillows with different colored pillowcases on them. Do you
Yes.
recall those items?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And did you collect those pillows?
I did.
Okay. And did you take any swabs from those photos?
I did while processing them in our processing room.
Did you bring those pillows to court with you?
I did.
Sorry, my last exhibit was 64, is that correct?
Yes.
Was that pillow designated AQ with the evidence tag 89?
Yes, AQ and AR.
That were the two pillows?
Yes, ma'am.
Was AQ2 and evidence tag 91 also a pillow you collected?
Yes.
Okay. And you ultimately also took swabs from those pillows?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I approached.
Yes.
Going to place evidence, or State's Exhibit sticker 65 on item 89, 66 on item 91, and 67 on item 93. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
To show you States 65 and 66, can you identify these items?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and what is 65?
So 65 it has AQ, pillow with red stains. It's a black and red pillowcase.
Okay. And you brought this to court with you?
I did.
What about 66?
So 66 is going to be AQ2, pillow from left side of bed. It's the one with the blue pillowcase.
Understanding that the defense has stipulated to the foundation for these items, Your Honor, I move to admit 65 and 66.
No objection, Your Honor.
55 and 56 are admitted without objection. Go ahead, counsel.
65 and 66.
65 and 66.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 67. Item 93, evidentiary tag AR. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
So it's item AR, the black and red pillowcase with red stains.
Move to admit, understanding the defense has stipulated to foundation, Your Honor, I move to admit State 67.
No objection.
Hold on a second. I have identified 65 as a black and red pillowcase.
Can you identify the differentiating evidence label you would have used to this pillow?
So the difference was the one was located on the right. They were both a black and red and a blue. And then on the other side, on the right side, was also a black and red and a blue pillowcase.
Okay. And this one is, you said AB?
AR.
AR, okay. Without objection, 67 is admitted.
And with all of these, Your Honor, I'm not going to move to publish. They do contain biohazard material, and the jury can review if they wish. Okay. May I proceed?
Yes.
We saw that fitted sheet with red stains, and you said you collected that. Is that correct?
I did, yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 68. Can you identify?
Yes, ma'am. So it's item AS, fitted sheet with stains.
This is that red and white kind of floral one.
Yes,
And you did not observe any feces or poop on this
I
one.
did not know.
Understanding the defense is stipulated to the foundation for this item, Your Honor, I move for admission of State 68.
No objection, Your Honor.
68 is admitted.
We saw you, you photographed a second cell, or a cell phone that was on the refrigerator table that you had identified as P as in Paul. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be item number 21 for your agency?
Yes, like I said, I don't know the numbers, but I do know the letters that I gave each item.
Okay, so P would be the one on top of the refrigerator inside the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you identify 65?
Yes, it says item P, cell phone on top of fridge inside the garage.
Okay. And does this one have additional evidence tape or seals than when you tagged it in?
Yes, on the bottom, and it has the initials JJV 11-1 of 22.
Understanding that defense is stipulated to the foundation for this item, Your Honor, move to admit State's Exhibit 65.
No objection, Your Honor.
Wait,
No.
66.
69.
69. Lawyers are bad at math, Judge. So, Your Honor, I would relabel that State's Exhibit number to reflect 69.
No objection, Your Honor.
69 is admitted.
We saw two rings that were on the bed, underneath or near, or you said you believed to be have been underneath that fitted for that?
Yes,
Okay, and those would have been reference AV.
yes, ma'am.
You collected those items and brought them here today?
I did.
Just place State's Exhibit 70, or sticker 70 on that item. Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
may I approach you?
Yes.
Can you identify State 70?
So it says item AV, 2 rings.
And these are the two rings that you photographed and collected?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand the defense is stipulated to the foundation for this item, Your Honor. I move to admit State 70.
No objection.
70 is admitted.
Just a few more items, Your Honor. Officer Tennant, you brought with you today a number of cell phones. Did you bring any electronic data related to those cell phones with you?
I did.
And going to place exhibit stickers on item 121, that's going to be 71, item 122, which will be 72, and item 124, which will be 73. And understanding that you didn't personally collect these items.
I did not, no.
Okay, but you did retrieve them from evidence.
I did.
Okay, and you maintained custody and control?
I did, yeah.
Can you please identify quickly what 71, 72, and 73 are?
71 is item 121, and it says cell phone extraction data from item 1, cell phone number 1, and collected by Ryan Romero.
72?
72, it's item 122, US drive containing data extracted from item 38, collected by Ryan Romero.
Okay.
And then 73 is USB data from cell phone. It's item 124, collected by Jared Alide.
Understanding that defense is stipulated to the foundation for these items, pending additional foundation proof of witnesses completed these extractions, Your Honor. I move to conditionally admit 71, 72, and 73.
No objection to the conditions thing.
71, 72, and 73 are conditionally received into evidence. Shall we to complete the circle?
Yes, Judge. After you, aside from the evidence that you collected on the date of incident, did you collect yourself any other swabs from individuals?
I did.
Can you describe what that means to the jury?
So I collected oral DNA standards from 2 individuals, and that was on November 1st. So what it means, oral DNA standards is collecting a sample or a swab from inside a person's cheek. We try to do one from the right side, one from the left side. And we just swab the inside of the cheek for a few seconds, I guess, as long as you have enough of a sample to test. After collecting the swab, it goes into a glassine envelope, which is a small envelope, and then we fold that envelope and it goes into a manila envelope.
authority did you collect DNA swabs from the two individuals in this case?
In this case, it was a search warrant, so the execution of a search warrant.
And who were the two individuals in this case that you collected known DNA standards from, that you personally swabbed their mouths?
So it was from Ms. Kiara McCulley and then Mr. Isaac Apodaca.
Mr. Apodaca present in the courtroom today.
Yes.
Can you please point to him and identify him by what he's wearing?
It looks like a blue or navy blue jacket, blue shirt, sitting right there.
Your Honor, can the record reflect that Officer Tena identified the defendant?
She has.
Okay. Did you follow the standard operating procedures for the collection of these items for your agency?
I did.
And did you tag them in to evidence?
I did.
Okay, Your Honor, may I approach the witness with States 74 and 75?
Yes.
First, I'm going to hand you State 74. What is State 74?
Item 74 says it's item 42 for me, so it's oral DNA standard from Isaac Apodaca, date of birth 12/1996.
Okay. And that is one of the swabs that you collected from Mr. Apodaca's mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other agency seals?
So we have the green seal on the bottom. That's from the DPS, the forensic lab.
Okay, so that means that was sent for additional testing?
Yes, ma'am. And we have their barcode on the back.
Other than those seals, does that appear to have been altered or tampered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Move to admit 74, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
74 is admitted.
While you put your gloves on, I'll just set this in front of you. This is State 75. Can you identify what State 75 is?
So it's item 39 for me. It's oral DNA standard from Kiara McCulley, date of birth 12/4/2002.
Any other agency seals on that envelope?
It has that green seal on the bottom from the forensic lab.
Other than the additional seal, does that item appear to have been tampered with or altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you brought that to court with you?
I did.
Move to admit State 75.
No objection.
75 is admitted.
Did you receive any evidence from the Office of the Medical Investigator after the autopsy of Grace McCulley?
I did. It was on December 6th of 2022. Usually we get the evidence in a box. All items are already sealed. If they come in a smaller envelope, we have to repackage them in a bigger envelope.
Placing evidence stickers on SFPD items 128, 129, and 130. Mr. Chairman? Can I approach?
Yes.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked as State 76, 77, and 78, which would be 128, 129, and 130 respectively. Can you identify these items, please?
So item 128 is the FTA blood spot card. It's almost like a standard for the victim, and it came from OMI, the Office of the Medical Investigator.
Okay. Are there any other agency seals on that item?
So we have the DPS forensic lab seal here.
Okay. Other than the additional seal, does that item appear to have been tampered with or altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Move to admit State 76, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
76 is admitted.
And I'll have you identify 77.
Exhibit 77, it's our item 129. So they're fingernail clippings with clippers, and this from the left hand of Ms. Jennings. This one we received from the Office of the Medical Investigator.
Are there any other agency seals on that item?
We have the DPS forensic lab sealed on the bottom and their barcode.
And you tagged all three of these items in after receiving them from the Office of the Medical Investigator?
I did, yes.
Okay. Does that, other than the additional agency seal, appear to have been altered or tampered with in any way?
No, ma'am.
Move to admit State 77, the fingernail clippings from left hand.
No objection, Your Honor.
77 is admitted.
Okay. State 78, Ms. Tena, if you'll identify those.
So exhibit 78, it's our item number 130, fingernail clippings with clippers from right hand of Ms. Jennings. Again, we received this from the Office of the Medical Investigator.
Are there any other agency seals?
The green evidence seal from DPS, the forensic lab.
Other than those seals, does that item appear to have been altered or tampered with in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Move to admit States 78.
No objection, Your Honor.
78 is admitted.
two items of documentary evidence with you today.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and these do not have any biological materials within them, to your knowledge, do they?
No.
Okay, I'm going to place evidence markers, or exhibit stickers, excuse me, on item 47, that's 79, and item 48 from your agency, which will be State's Exhibit 80. I'm just going to go ahead and have you identify these for today's purposes. Okay. What is State 79?
So Exhibit 79 is item 47 for us. They're drawings completed by Mr. Isaac Apodaca, collected by Javier Vigil.
And whose initials are on the evidence seals in that case?
So Mr. Sergeant Javier Vigil, 11/2 of 22, and then my initials on the bottom. And that's from 3/4/26. That was during the evidence review.
Okay, so you've previously opened those during the evidence review of the parties?
Yes, I did.
Right. Does that otherwise appear to have been altered or tampered with?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to conditionally admit 79. So, understand that the foundation is to this witness has been stipulated to. An additional foundation will be laid through Sergeant Vigil.
No objection.
79 is provisionally admitted.
And State's Exhibit 80. What is it?
So Exhibit 80 is our item number 48, and it says advice or waiver of constitutional rights from Isaac Apodaca, collected by Javier Vigil.
And have the seals on that been changed or added to in any way?
No, they have not.
Okay, and you brought that to court with you today?
I did.
Understanding of the foundation for this has been stipulated for this witness, I'd move to conditionally admit States 80, the advice or waiver of constitutional rights tagged by Sergeant Vigil.
No objection, Your Honor.
80 is provisionally admitted.
So we've talked a fair amount about you doing some evidence processing in this case and taking some pictures at your evidence processing room at the Santa Fe Police Department.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you took those photos, what did you do with the photos?
All the photographs were uploaded to the Oxen server.
Did you alter or tamper the photographs of the items from evidence processing? And Judge, we're not publishing right now, right?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure before I go to the items that you photographed when you processed some of the evidence. Did you alter those photographs in any way? I think I just asked that.
I did not, no.
Okay. And may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm showing you, Officer Tinna, what's been marked as State's Exhibit 81. Do you recognize State's 81?
Yes, ma'am.
What is State's 81?
So it's a CD with 8 photos. You can see my signature and the date, today's date.
Okay, and what is contained on State's Exhibit 81?
I believe they're close-up photographs of some of the items collected.
How many photographs are on here?
8.
8, okay. And do you recall what is depicted in these 8 photographs?
I do not know.
But you said they're items from evidence processing?
Yes.
And there's 8 of them?
Yeah.
Did you view this disc?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and is that your signature? In
It
today's
is, yes.
Are the items on here a fair and accurate depiction of, or the images on here a fair and accurate depiction of the items that you did close-up photographs of?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time I'd move to admit State's 81.
Nothing further.
Okay. 81 is admitted.
May I confer with co-counsel for a second?
Yes.
Your Honor, I do not need to publish these 8 items.
Okay.
May I just have a brief moment to review my notes? Did you have any other involvement in this case?
I took several items to the lab for analysis.
Okay. When you would transport the items to the lab for analysis, did you maintain custody and control of those items?
I did.
Okay. And are those the items that would have been tested for DNA?
DNA and fingerprints, yes.
And fingerprints. Okay.
Yes.
So anything that was tested for DNA or latent. You were the member of the chain of custody that transported from the SFPD evidence to the Department of Public Safety.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you follow all standard operating procedures for the transfer of those items?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any other involvement in this case?
No, ma'am. Other than the evidence review, sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so we did an evidence review of the parties, and you helped lead that.
Right, March 4th of this year.
Okay, and neither myself nor defense wandered off with any evidence.
No.
Okay. May I just confirm, Co-Counsel, Your Honor? Your Honor, I believe that covers it. At this time, we will pass the witness.
Cross-examination, counsel.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm just going to pick up this empty bag, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I shut this? Good afternoon. Is it detective now?
No, I'm an officer, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been with the department?
16 years.
16. Oh, I do remember you saying that. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. Poor Miss Murphy, she had to do the hard part, so I should be able to do it a lot quicker, okay?
Yes.
I just wanted to go through some specific items to start off with. Well, let me ask you, does your department use a Faro scanner at all?
We do, yes.
And is there a reason why you didn't use it? Well, could you tell the members of the jury what a Faro scanner is?
A Faro scanner takes 3D scans, takes thousands of photographs, so you can walk through the scene. So I can explain it better. If you ever go to look at new houses and then you can go through the house, you can do the same thing with the Faro scan. So it was used at the scene.
Oh, it was used?
Yes, it was.
And did you render a final product?
Yes, I did.
And has that been turned over?
It's in evidence.
Okay. And can you go through your training with regard to collecting swabs?
I've been training for 16 years, since I guess I started my law enforcement career.
And you went through a specific class, and then everything from that point on is OJT.
From the time I started working with the crime scene unit, I was taught how to collect the swab, and then we went to the crime scene investigation class, and they talk about how to collect swabs. So it's pretty simple, but yeah.
Okay. And just with regard to the standards that you took from Ms. McCulley and Mr. Apodaca,
Yes,
I'm guessing you didn't do them at the same time?
I did not, no.
Okay. And so you didn't need to remove your gloves, do one, and then put on new gloves and do the other one?
If you want to remove them, you could, but it's still the same DNA from the same person.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you if I did or not, but usually we try to, if it's the same person. If I'm going to do a different person, I probably will I have to change my gloves.
Okay.
It's a must. But they were swabbed at separate times. We couldn't have both of them there at the same time.
Okay. And at different locations?
It's at the Santa Fe County Jail, yes.
And so there's no way those could have been cross-contaminated because they were at separate times?
There were separate times, and I try to seal the envelopes right away.
Okay.
Once it's collected.
Okay. Was it the same day or different day?
Same day.
Okay.
Yes.
And with regard to the sword, I think you have it marked as item J? Is that
Yes.
what you had it marked as?
Yes.
You didn't take any swabs off of that, right?
I did not, no.
But you collected the sword?
I did, yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that you followed all protocols with collecting that sword, okay?
Yes.
So first, you were wearing gloves?
Yes, I was.
And was that a fresh pair of gloves?
Yes.
And you hadn't picked up anything you hadn't picked up anything when you after you put those gloves on, you didn't pick up anything before you picked up the sword? I know that was confusing.
I try to switch my gloves every time I collect a new
Okay.
item
All right. So you have new gloves on to pick up the sword.
and place it into the box or wherever I'm going to place it, or however I'm going to package it, yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming you don't just go up and grab it, right?
Right.
How do you pick it up?
You have to make sure, in this case, it was full of blood. Just, you have to be careful how you hold an item.
So in the movies, sometimes the police officers pick up guns and they do it like this in the movies. And just for the record, I'm holding two fingers together. You do it kind of like that, very gingerly.
Yeah, but you don't want to drop it. So you just try not to drop the item.
And
In this case, I knew the sword was sharp, so I didn't want to cut myself.
Okay.
Yes.
And you do that because you don't want to contaminate
Yeah,
any
you
of the
don't-
evidence, right?
Correct. You don't want to cross-contaminate an item.
Okay. And the same thing with the sheath of the sword. Where was that? What item number was that? I don't recall.
I believe it was item N, if I'm correct.
Okay.
I would have to look at the pictures, but it was on the ground on top of all that trash and items on the ground.
So was it below where the sword was? So the sword was on a dresser?
Yes, the counter on the dresser,
And
yeah.
it looked like the point was facing west.
Towards the wall, yes.
Yes. And so below the sword is where you found the sheath
Yes,
for the sword? The sheath for the sword?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know the dagger was close to there as well.
the what?
The dagger?
Yes, it was further down, closer to the fridge.
Okay. So when you pick up that sheath for the sword, did you change your gloves before you picked up that sheath?
I change my gloves every time I collect an item, yes.
Okay. And again, that one you picked up gingerly? You didn't just reach over and grab it?
I couldn't tell you how I picked it up. It was collected, so.
Okay. But in your training experience, you wouldn't just go over and grab it, right?
I don't know what you're referring to.
I mean,
like-
you wouldn't just grab onto it and possibly mess up any of the evidence that might be on it, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
In this case, I didn't see any stains, any blood stains, so I couldn't tell you how I grabbed it, but I collected it. Yeah.
But you do it in such a manner so as not to disturb evidence.
Correct. Let's just say in a gentle manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works. So let's talk about the dagger real quick. So it looks like from the photos that the dagger itself was inside of a sheath.
Correct.
And so did you separate the two and tag them later as two separate items?
They were collected together. When I went to the processing room to do the close-up photographs, I took it out to show what it was, to do the close-up photograph, and then I put it back the way it was.
Okay, and again, just to be sure, before you picked up the dagger, you put on new gloves.
Yes,
And it sounds like you didn't take the dagger out of the sheath until you were at a lab somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
correct. In the processing room, yes.
And again, when you picked up the dagger, you did it within your protocol so as not to mess up any of the evidence that might be on there.
Correct.
Okay. Now, with regard to the blood stains that were on the wall there, did you swab those?
Yes, I did.
That's what I'm understanding. Okay. Now, how many times do you think you swabbed in your entire career? So, a blood spatter.
Hundreds of times.
Okay.
We get them all the time, yes.
All right. How many swabs do you use when you do that?
Just one swab.
Just one?
Yeah.
And those swabs, they come in their own little container kind of thing?
In a package, yes, in a paper container, I guess we can say. There's some that come with one, some other ones have two in one package.
And this one came with one,
I couldn't tell you, I can't remember that, yeah.
but it's sealed?
It's sealed, yes, it's a sterile swab.
Okay. So when you bring it into the garage, it's sealed? You
Yes.
don't unseal it until you're about to use it?
Yes,
And you use fresh gloves when you collect that blood?
correct.
And what, did you swab anything else in that room?
I know I collected the two stains from there was two different cast off stains, one by the bed and one to the right side of the bed. I can't remember collecting, there was the blood where the victim was laying or sitting. There was blood there, so there was swabs collected from that area as well.
Okay. And in both of those instances also, just to be sure, you did change your gloves
Yes,
and you used a new sterile swab
correct.
in both instances?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to go through some specific questions that I had for you with regard to some of the items. See if we got the dagger. Now, I imagine you've been through a lot of crime scenes, right?
Correct.
And you've been through some crime scenes where there's been struggles,
Yes,
where you knew there was a struggle.
yes.
So in this particular crime scene, did it look like there was a struggle to you?
It was hard to tell because of all the items all throughout the room, the trash.
And was that something that you specifically noted in your mind when you were there?
Yeah, there was a lot of trash, and then all the blankets were, there was some on the bed, some on the ground, or hanging off the bed.
Well, could you tell us maybe what kind of things in an environment you look for that would indicate a struggle?
Maybe furniture thrown around. In this case, it was hard to tell since everything was all over the place.
And given the fact that everything, well, did you go into the main house?
I did.
And what was the environment like in the main house?
It was in total disarray as well. There were boxes, clothing, trash everywhere. There was only like a pathway to get through the house to take when I was taking the photographs.
And so was the main house in more of a disarrayed state than the garage?
I would say the garage was more of a disarray because of all the trash. It was hard to walk through that floor. There was trash going up my knees in some of the areas, so it was hard getting around. I had to do the ferro scan. It was hard for me to place the ferro scan, the scanner, because of all the trash.
Sorry. Do you remember where you placed it?
There was one by the entrance of the garage. I did another one afterwards, and then one from the back. So I had to make my way to the back and set the ferro scanner.
Okay. Did you ferro scan the outside too?
I did not, no.
Okay. I wanted to show you one of the exhibits that was admitted earlier today, if I may. May I?
Yes, what are you looking for?
So it's actually two exhibits. You're on a State's Exhibit 43 and State's Exhibit 44. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Can you just,
Show counsel what you.
So in your training and experience as a person who takes photographs of evidence, would you say that that's classified as a good photograph of evidence?
I did not take these photographs.
I understand.
Just to make it clear. I believe it was probably taken with the cell phone. It's a photograph. It's not very clear, but it's a photograph.
Hey, with regard to your training experience, would you say that that's a good photograph for evidence?
I guess you have to work with what you have at the time.
Hold on a second. She objected.
the quality of evidence is for the jury to decide.
Well, I'm asking her
I don't
opinion.
take that as an objection. I take it as a statement. You may answer the question if you can.
So they're blurry. The photographs are blurry, but I guess at the time, if the cell phone was the only thing they had, that's what they had to use. And we all have cell phones issued by the department, so.
Okay. And if you were taking a photograph like that and you, well, let me ask you this. Do you check your photographs?
Do I check my photographs?
Yes.
Yes,
Do you check them every time you take one?
sometimes.
And if you see a blurry one, what do you do?
We don't delete them. We're not
Okay.
supposed to delete photographs.
Do you retake it though?
We retake it, yes.
Okay. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Okay, and when you go in to collect evidence, it sounds like there's a very specific protocol you do. And I just want to make sure that I got that right. So you come in and you take an overall photograph. And then you take a close, this is before you put a marker down.
Correct.
And then you put a marker down, right? And then you take another photograph.
So we do overall photographs of everything.
Okay,
Like in this case, for the house, let's say for the house, I have to do it for each room of the house.
okay.
Overall photographs, that's before anything gets moved. After that, then if they do a search, items are identified as evidence, then I would do an overall photograph for that item. And then a mid-range, and then a close-up, and then put the marker down and identify that item.
Okay, so it's photo, marker, photo, collect.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, we talked about the gloves, right? Yes, we did. What other, okay, the booties. You said that in that photograph also, one of the photographs, I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was Detective Romero was standing next to you when you took the photograph, and you can see his feet.
I believe it was Detective Alide.
Alide?
Jared
Oh, that's right.
Alide, yes.
So on his feet were those booties. Do you guys change those a lot?
We have, if we have enough, yes, we would probably change them often.
So that scene was right inside the door, right, of the garage?
Where he was standing?
Yes.
Yes.
And so say those booties got messed up, because there was a lot of blood right there, right?
Yes, where she was sitting down,
Yes,
where the
ma'am.
body was located.
Yes. If he would have gotten them stained at that point in time, is that when you would change?
Usually, probably by this time, I had already collected swabs from where she was sitting down. So if he did step on that blood, I mean, if we had enough booties, then he would have changed his booties, yeah.
Gotcha, okay. And then was he also wearing something over him, over his clothing as well?
I didn't notice that, no.
Do you guys have something that you wear over your clothing?
We have coveralls. I believe for this scene, we didn't have him with us, so we just used what we have at the time.
Okay.
Yes.
And at the time you had gloves and booties?
Yes,
All right. And with regard to, it looks like you peeled layers of evidence back. You know, you pulled the pillows and then the blanket, right?
correct.
And then you pulled the sheet, and then you have the mattress. So you go in that order to avoid cross-contamination as well, right?
Yeah, and in another way, because I don't want to move, the items are on top of, let's say, the fitted sheet. I don't want to just take the sheet off and then I'm messing with the pillows.
Okay.
I don't want to move them out of place or get them out of place.
All right. Now, when I'm cleaning my room, I just throw stuff. I'm guessing you don't do that.
No,
Okay. So when you pull the sheet off, you don't shake it out or anything like that?
no, we just try to, since there was nothing else, then we just try to grab the sheet and package it.
Okay. Now, when you take the evidence back and then put it on the brown pieces of paper, do you remember talking about that?
Correct.
You use a different piece of paper each time you need to repackage evidence? Is
Yes.
that what you said?
Correct.
Okay. And so did you have to do that with the sword in this case?
Yes, with every item, we have to replace that piece of paper.
Okay. So I just want to make sure you did it with the sword, right? And you did it with the sheath to the sword?
Yes,
And you did it with the dagger?
yes,
And you did it with the sheath to the dagger?
with every single item collected.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you. Oh, and what about the table? Do you guys ever clean the table?
we do. We have wipes and then a spray
And
to
what,
sanitize the tables.
okay, you said wipes and a scrape?
A spray,
Spray.
a sanitizer, yes.
What is the chemical, do you know?
I do not know.
And when you clean that surface with that chemical, do you do it before you put the paper down, or do you do it after you take a photo of every single piece of evidence, or you just do it once?
We do it every time after we are done processing evidence.
Okay.
Yes,
So you walk in, process all this 70 pieces of evidence or whatever we have here. You clean it first, you process it, and then you clean it again?
yes, to leave it ready for the next person, for another, let's say if they're processing another scene, then it's ready for them because it's clean.
Okay. And so would you say you're pretty confident that you didn't cross-contaminate any of the evidence in this case?
Correct, yes.
Well, it sounds like you were very thorough. I'm sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, the dogs. I wanted to talk to the dogs. Talk to the dogs. Silly. rough, right? I wanted to talk about the dogs real quick. When you got there, those three animals were just in the yard, right?
As far as I know, yes. I heard barking and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going in there because I'm terrified of dogs.
Okay,
So I'm
well,
like,
I don't
I'm not
blame
going to
you.
go in there.
So after animal control came out, animal control came out and got the dogs, right?
Yes,
And you said that took about an hour.
correct.
And after they removed the dogs from the property, you went in?
They didn't remove them from the property. They were secure in a little corral in a little area.
Okay,
And you can see them on one of my pictures.
okay. And so that's when you go in?
I started taking my overall photographs.
And was the garage door still open or was it shut?
It was closed, yes.
So, okay, so somebody did shut it to protect it?
Yes.
Do you know who did?
No, I did not.
And I kind of missed some stuff when you were originally talking about the laundry room, and you found some stuff in the hamper. The blue sweater was item A, right?
Yes.
Item B was the black pants.
Correct.
Now, I don't think I could find that picture, but were those pants inside out when you found them?
They were, because I remember Detective Alide fixing them, putting them the right way for me to photograph them.
Okay. So did you take a photo of them before Detective Alida fixed them?
I took a photograph of the laundry basket before, but we're always recording, so you have it on video.
Okay.
Yes.
And then he fixed them, and then you took
And
that
took
photograph that
photographs.
we saw.
Correct.
All right. And then item C was what?
The red T-shirt that was wet.
Oh, that one that you displayed over the top?
Correct.
All right. And you didn't swab that?
No, I did not. It was sent to the lab.
Oh, and that's what the packaging said,
Yes.
that it was sent to the lab. And then item D?
Item D was a small towel that was located underneath the laundry basket.
And did that have anything significant on it? That
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. And was that all the items that was in that hamper?
Yes.
All right. And do you recall how much time was left on the washing machine, if you know?
No, I do not know.
Oh, here we go. A question I thought of. I know it had been a while since this crime was reported in the time you got there. So when you did collect those pants and that shirt, were they dry? Meaning the stains?
The stains?
Yes.
So I believe the T-shirt was still wet, the red T-shirt?
Okay.
Yes.
Was it on the bottom?
Yes, because it was one of the last items collected, other than the small towel.
Okay. So the blue sweater and the black pants were dry, the stains were dry?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. So with regard to I-1, that would be the tissue that you collected?
With red stains?
Yes, ma'am. Tell us how you collected that one, how your protocol teaches you to collect something like that. Is it the same?
It's the same. I just grabbed it with clean gloves and placed it in an envelope.
Okay.
Yes,
And so you're confident that that one's not cross-contaminated?
correct.
Okay. Now, this is just a curiosity question. You have to wait for OMI to arrive before the victim, Ms. Jennings, could be moved?
Correct. We don't touch the bodies. So
Is that because you don't have the authority to? OMI is the only one that has the authority?
OMI has the authority, yes.
And does OMI take their own photographs?
Correct.
Okay. And you recall that red backpack having items that belong to Ms. Jennings?
Correct.
Okay, I think you answered that question. I have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
I want to go back to the washer again. I just want to make sure that we're all understanding this correctly, because I don't know if I was exactly clear. When I'm talking about stuff that's still wet with regard to item A, the sweater,
Okay.
we're not talking about wet from water, are we?
They had some stains, red stains? Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about?
Yeah, those were dry, actually.
They
right?
were pretty dried, yeah.
Okay, and the rest of the sweater itself was dry as well?
As far as I remember, yes.
So you don't think it had been through the wash?
I didn't think so, no.
And item B, the pants?
Well, there's no way for me to tell if it went through the wash or not, because if it was dried, how can I tell if it had already been washed?
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. And the same with item B?
Correct.
How about item C? It was wet?
It looked like it was wet, yes.
Okay. And when you say wet, are you talking about covered with blood wet or water and blood?
It looked like water.
It was
Wet,
mostly
yes.
with water?
Yes.
Okay. And that was on the bottom of the hamper?
Correct.
And so do you remember what was on top of that? Was it A or B or D?
Well, the first item that we took out of the
So in that order.
laundry basket was the sweater.
Okay. And the last item was D?
The small towel, yes.
Okay. Do you recall if anybody else took swabs in the garage or anywhere in the garage?
I was the only one processing. So it was just me.
So just a real quick question. Do you teach since you're in the position that you're in, and you are the one who has to go out in the field and collect evidence,
Correct.
do you teach the officers in the academy how to approach scenes, how to avoid messing up a scene for you?
We have taught our own officers, yes. We put up some classes, even for the Citizens Academy.
Okay.
And for our own, for our newer crime scene techs, we do teach them how to process scenes.
Okay. So the officers that entered into that scene have that kind of training so that they don't mess up evidence?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. It's just not as thorough as yours.
I just know that when I went to the academy, I did have a small class of how to process a scene. So I did have that knowledge before I started working as an officer.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, do you teach them how not to mess up a scene? I guess is what I'm asking.
I guess we try to tell them, hey, this is how you do it.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll listen.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further witnesses. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you approach, please?
Officer Tina, of items that were collected that were like packed items, so the that blue laundry basket, the bag on top of that basket that we saw, the duffel that you identified, the small red pack on the bed, based on your review of the items within those, were you able to determine who those 4 containers belong to?
Well, from the beginning, before they were even collected, I was told by our sergeant at the time, Lisa Champlin, she's the one we're collecting all the bags because they belong to Miss Jennings. Okay. So we had knowledge prior to that. But after, when we were processing the bags, there was some prescription medication with her name on those prescriptions.
Okay.
In all of those bags or a single bag?
There was in one bag, one of the bags.
In which bag?
The red one on top of the bed. If I'm correct, I think it was 80. Is that where the prescriptions were?
I believe that's correct. And the red bag, the small red bag on the bed.
Correct. There was some amoxicillin and some other stuff. Ibuprofen 500 with her name on it.
Okay. Thank you. The 2 rings that we saw the pictures of, do you know who those belong to?
I do not, no.
Do you recall how big or how small they were?
They look pretty big, like for a man. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Are you able to say, do you personally know who any of the phones that you collected on scene belong to?
I did not know.
Okay. And the blood that was swabbed on scene, or from the different swabbing areas, you didn't test that blood, did you, personally?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No.
So we would ask someone else about what the results of that blood test would be.
Correct. That's why they went to the lab. Yes.
Great. Okay. You said you arrived on scene at approximately 7 p.m., 1900 hours?
Correct.
And then after the dogs were secured, you then began your search probably around 10 p.m.?
Correct. We waited for the dogs to be secured, and then I started doing my overall photographs.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I said 1900 hours is 7?
7
okay.
p.m., yes.
And so, were you still on scene at 2200 hours?
I was, yes.
Okay. So you would not have been at the station able to process any photos of Isaac or Kiara yourself?
No, we were at the scene for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're the individual collecting, tagging, processing, but is everyone that's on call for the evidence unit there with you?
At the time, I believe I was the only one. I could have had one more person, but I think she was off. It was the weekend, I believe.
So you were the evidence
I
unit?
was the only one there.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no help.
Okay, thank you. And you were asked on cross about the clothing in the hamper. I just want to make sure I have kind of the layer of the items. So if I'm understanding, the red shirt was on the bottom?
Correct, because we were pulling them out as they were. Like the top item was the sweater, and then the pants, and then the shirt, and then the small towel.
Did it go towel then shirt or shirt then towel?
The towel was the last item.
Okay, thank you. And you said it appeared wet with water or a similar substance to that?
The shirt, yes, you can see it on the photographs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't appear to have any blood on it.
Well, it was red, so it was hard to tell.
Sure.
Yes.
I want to ask you about 2 items that we didn't enter, but I just want to make sure that we clarify that you swabbed. The red fitted sheet, did you collect AS1, a swab from that sheet?
I did, yes.
Okay, and one of the pillows, did you collect a blood swab labeled AR1 from the AR corresponding item?
I did, yes.
Okay, and were those 2 of the items that were sent to the lab?
Correct.
Okay. Did you find any evidence of hard drugs in the garage? By that I mean anything other than marijuana?
That's the only thing we found, green leafy substance.
Okay. And, sure, where did you locate a green leafy substance?
It was in one of the bags. I believe it was the floral bag.
The floral bag?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the bags that maybe had been identified as Grace's?
Correct.
Okay. But no methamphetamine, no evidence of paraphernalia like a crack pipe, for example?
There was a smoking pipe.
Okay.
And then just green leafy substance.
Okay. Only a green leafy substance in that pipe?
Correct. The residue. Yes.
No other drugs or drug paraphernalia?
Correct.
A moment, Your Honor.
And if you'd approach counsel.
Pink bag with a box in it?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that bag, and other than the bags or boxes that you identified or were identified to you as belonging to Grace Jennings, did you discover any other packed bags within the garage?
There was several bags
Okay.
that were collected.
Okay.
Do you know which color or which one were you talking about? There was several bags that were collected. There was the gray and black that was located by the blue bin. That was AE. And then there's the floral bag, the pink bag, and then the red bag on top of the bed. A plastic bag with a bunch of clothing belonging to her.
So is AE, let's start with AE, the duffel, did that have women's underwear inside it?
I'm
With red
trying to
staining?
remember what it had. I know there was a cell phone in there, some clothing items, some personal items. I know there was one bag with underwear. I'm just trying to remember which bag
So
that
was that duffel identified as belonging to Grace Jennings?
Yes,
Okay. Was the floral bag identified as belonging to Grace Jennings?
correct. There was a social security card and a birth certificate belonging to her.
The blue bin that Grace's body was laying up against, was that identified as belonging to Grace Jennings?
Correct.
And the items within it, I mean. The orange backpack was identified as belonging to Grace Jennings, and that's the one that had the medication inside?
AT, yes.
A camo bag with miscellaneous clothing and items,
That was
that was also
also-
identified as belonging to
correct.
Grace Jennings?
If you give me the item numbers, then I can tell you.
Sure.
I know I had AE, AF,
So AE was the black and gray duffel.
correct.
AF was the,
The pink bag on the floor,
and that had a
the Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch and
I think there was a laptop, yes.
laptop. Okay. And the next one. The camo bag you already stated, which would be AM as in Mike.
Correct,
That was identified as belonging to Grace.
correct,
The floral backpack identified as AN as in Nancy,
correct.
identified as belonging to Grace.
Yes, her birth certificate was in there and a social security card.
And then AT,
That's the red bag on top of the bed with her medication.
is that the one that had the the green leafy substance in it?
Correct, and the ibuprofen.
And does that capture the bags that were located? Obviously, there were bags with trash, and trash items, but in terms of personal belongings of people, or does that capture the bags that were located?
Correct. I believe there was one more black one. It looks like a little small black bag, like a computer bag.
Okay.
I don't remember. I can't recall the item number.
Was that identified as belonging to a particular individual?
Correct, yes.
And who was the individual identified as belonging to?
There was a Carlos Rubalcaba, I think that's the name, if I remember right. That was the name on the iPad that was located inside one of the bags.
Would that have been, though, within AF, the pink bag?
No, it was a different bag. It could be that black bag that I'm telling you about.
Okay. So there was another bag that contained a computer?
A computer, yeah. It was, I believe it was a Chromebook, if I'm right.
But no bags containing, no packed bags containing like men's clothing?
No, not at all. They were all women's clothing.
One moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Very briefly. Nothing further at this time, Your Honor. We will reserve the witness subject to recall. May I approach the court monitor
Yes,
with
go ahead and
these?
give it those.
Defense will reserve as well.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, we will reserve as well.
Okay, so you can step down for now. You've been held in reserve, so you may be recalled. The attorneys will stay in touch with you and let you know if you need to come back to testify. In the interim, don't discuss your testimony with anyone else and don't seek out any additional information about the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Or do you want me to
Yes.
leave it?
This concludes today's proceedings in State of New Mexico versus Isaac Apodaca. The trial continues as both the prosecution and the defense present evidence, question witnesses, and make their arguments before the court. The case has not reached a final verdict, and Isaac Apodaca remains presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Stay tuned for continued coverage of the proceedings and future trial updates.